Ever feel like the universe is playing by rules you don't have the handbook for?
Mm.
Today we're cracking open that cosmic rulebook, exploring the Tao.
Okay.
We're diving deep into Osho's insights on the classic of purity by Ko Swan.
Right.
Buckle up, this is going to get insightful.
Yeah, what's captivating about the Tao is that it isn't portrayed as some deity on a pedestal,
Right.
but as this formless, nameless force.
Okay.
Imagine it like the current in a river. You can't quite see it,
Right.
but you feel its power, its influence on everything around it.
Yeah.
That's Tao, the universal law of existence itself.
It's like we're so used to thinking about religion as worshiping something outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
But Tao is more like, well, gravity. You don't bow down to gravity.
Exactly.
Try ignoring it, right?
Exactly. You beautifully captured the essence there.
Thanks.
This concept is at the heart of the classic of purity,
Okay.
though it's a surprisingly concise text.
You know, for something considered so profound,
Yeah.
you'd think they'd want to write a whole encyclopedia on it.
Funny you should say that Kalaswan himself wrestled with this.
Right.
He supposedly spent years, we're talking 10,000 contemplations, before putting pen to paper.
Really?
It's like he foresaw the double-edged sword of the written word.
Wow. Holding on to such profound wisdom for centuries through oral tradition alone that speaks volumes about the reverence they had for preserving its essence, don't you think?
Absolutely.
But it makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's like today, where everyone has a platform.
Right.
It's hard to know what's true,
Yeah.
let alone what's actually important.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this fear of distortion wasn't unique to Koswan.
Right.
Even Buddha, after his enlightenment,
Hmm.
hesitated for a full week before sharing his insights. The
Oh.
fear
What?
that his words would be twisted, misinterpreted,
Okay.
ending up more harmful than helpful.
It's almost impossible to avoid these days, isn't it?
It is.
Whether it's a sensationalized headline or a friend twisting a story, we're constantly bombarded with different versions of truth,
Yeah.
which makes you think,
Yeah.
how do we stay open to truth when it feels like we're playing information whack-a-mole?
This brings us to one of the most beautiful aspects of the Tao.
Yeah.
Its emphasis on open-mindedness,
Okay.
recognizing that truth can be found in the most unexpected places.
Oh, interesting.
There's this wonderful story Osho shares about a Christian missionary and a Zen master. Picture this. This missionary travels halfway across the world, Bible in hand,
Okay.
to meet with a renowned Zen master.
Wow.
He's ready to lay down law,
Really?
convinced of his own truth.
Yeah.
He starts reading from the Beatitudes.
Okay.
Blessed are the meek.
Yeah.
There's the kingdom of God.
I'm already intrigued.
Yeah.
I can practically see the missionary all puffed up with his self-important mission.
Right.
So what happens?
Well,
Does the Zen master argue back?
not at all.
Really?
The Zen master simply smiles and says, "Stop. That's enough.
Okay.
Whoever spoke those words is a Buddha."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting.
No.
That's a pretty profound response.
It is.
It speaks to the universality of truth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That it can transcend doctrines and religions,
Right.
even when we try to put it in a box.
Precisely. The missionary came to convert, blinded by his own certainty.
Yeah.
But the Zen master recognized the truth in the words themselves, no matter who spoke them.
It reminds me of how Buddhism first came to China.
Right.
It wasn't through conquest or coercion,
No.
but through genuine dialogue,
Yeah.
a willingness to see the value in another's perspective.
Right.
And look what happened. Zen Buddhism blossomed, a beautiful testament to the power of open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what we could achieve if we approached disagreements with that same curiosity, that same openness,
Right.
instead of trying to win the argument.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thought, isn't it? And this idea of achieving the seemingly impossible of transcending limitations
Yeah.
brings us to another fascinating parallel in the classic of purity,
Okay.
the concept of walking on water.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting.
Does it?
It's so easy to get caught up in the literal interpretation, like some kind of superhuman feat.
Exactly. But like so much in these ancient texts, it's meant to be understood metaphorically.
Right.
Think of it as a metaphor for achieving a state of no mind.
So what does that actually look like? I mean, we can't just turn our brains off, can we? Of course not. But imagine for a moment that you're completely absorbed in something you love.
Right.
Maybe it's painting, playing music,
Yeah.
or even having a really engaging conversation. You lose track of time.
Yeah.
You're fully present in that moment.
Yeah.
That sense of effortless focus,
Yeah.
where the mind is quiet and yet fully alert. That's a taste of no mind.
Exactly.
I get it. It's like that feeling when you're so in the zone that everything just flows. And when we're in that state, those self-imposed limitations, those doubts and fears, they seem to melt away.
Precisely. When we're trapped in the constant chatter of our minds, we limit ourselves.
Yeah.
We see obstacles where there are possibilities.
Right.
But when we can quiet that internal noise, tap into that state of pure awareness,
Yeah.
that's when we can transcend those limitations and achieve this seemingly impossible.
That's such a powerful reminder.
It is.
Speaking of reminders, didn't Osho have a funny story about this?
He did.
Something about a woman coming to India?
Yeah, this woman wrote to Osho, convinced that if she could just get to India,
Right.
bam, miracles galore.
Right. As if India was some sort of magical problem-solving vending machine.
Precisely. And Osho, with his trademark wit,
Yeah.
pointed out that she was already planning for the miracle,
Right.
completely missing the point.
It's like going to a concert for the snacks. You're in the room, but you're missing the music.
Exactly.
It's such a human thing, isn't it?
It is.
We think, if I could just get that promotion, find that perfect partner,
Yeah,
then my life will be amazing.
right.
We're always looking for that external quick fix.
It's the classic grass is always greener syndrome.
Right.
But as the classic of purity reminds us,
Yeah.
and as Osho so aptly demonstrated,
Right.
the real miracle, the true transformation happens within.
It makes you think about what Koswan meant when he dedicated his writing to those seeking the beyond, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not about booking a one-way ticket to some far-off land,
Right.
but embarking on an inner journey.
Exactly. He distinguishes between those driven by worldly desires, the fancy cars, the corner offices, the fleeting fame,
Right.
and those yearning for something deeper, something that transcends the material world.
It's that age-old question, isn't it?
It is.
What are we truly seeking? Are we chasing fleeting pleasures, or are we striving for something more meaningful, more lasting?
And it's easy to get caught up in those worldly desires, isn't it? As Osho pointed out, even our ideas of paradise often reflect those desires.
Right.
The Tibetan paradise, warm and inviting; the Indian paradise, cool and tranquil;
Right.
Muslim paradise, overflowing with delights.
So we're basically just projecting our deepest cravings onto the afterlife.
Yeah.
We're thinking, make sure the wifey's good in the afterlife, instead of focusing on what truly matters.
It's a humorous observation,
Yeah.
but it holds a grain of truth, doesn't it?
It does.
The true essence of Tao, as we've been exploring,
Yeah.
lies in recognizing that fulfillment, liberation,
Right.
comes from letting go of those attachments, from cultivating inner peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances.
So there you have it, a glimpse into the profound world of Tao.
There you go.
We've unpacked its formless nature, the responsibility of sharing its wisdom, and the true miracle of inner transformation it offers.
Absolutely.
It's a journey inward, a constant exploration.
It is.
And it starts by asking ourselves what truly matters. What will we choose to focus on, the snacks at the concert or the symphony of life unfolding around us? Something to ponder on your own as you continue your own deep dive.